You know how they say, Onye mama do nebu madu? This is the case here. I was friends with Grace and Steph. I'm going to paint a picture of the dynamics. Grace and Steph attended the same high school. They were both friends first before I came in the picture. Steph was married, okay? Grace wasn't. Of course, I met Grace before I met Steph. Grace brought me into their friendship. Lovely girls, two of them. We got vibing. We were living life, doing things together. I would try not to go to Steph's house very often because, again, she's a married woman. You want to give her that respect. But her place was very comfortable because they had swimming pool, just comfortable overall. So we would always find ourselves ending up at Steph's place. Steph was an overall just a generous person. Like, you could come in, do whatever you want. She didn't really care. Plus, she was coming for money, and her husband was working as a den with Shell. So he would always be at the rig work and then come back probably like 2 or 3 times in a month. So on this occasion, I was at Steph's house with Grace. The husband comes back. Of course, your friend's husband comes, you say hi, we exchange pleasantries. But I noticed there was this funny smile with Grace. At that point, it didn't mean anything. Genuinely, honestly, I must say, it didn't mean anything. They were friends before I came. And by the way, just for context, Grace, Steph's husband, all 3 of them went to the same high school. They attended the same high school. So, of course, they knew themselves. He came back. There was this thing. I don't know how to say it in English, but when somebody knows somebody behind your back. Do you get? On 2 occasions, Steph and the husband had an issue, okay? And she had shared it with us, the both of us. It wasn't a big deal.
Okay.
The small misunderstanding between very young couples. So I was like, what? Let him not stress you. And then Grace said, have you tried to confront him and talk about this thing? Which was not a bad advice, looking back at it now. She said, okay, she was going to do that. Fast forward to this day, I had a date and I didn't want to go by myself. So I told Grace, can you come? Can you chaperone? After a while, Grace says, oh, by the way, somebody's going to join us. So I was
That's
like,
another thing we're going to talk about.
Who is a mystery man? Trying to tease her. Then she said, it's nobody. He's just going to stop by to give me something and leave. So I said, okay. We continued our date, and after 30 minutes, let's call Steph's husband Uche.
Okay.
Uche shows up. When I saw Uche, I know Uche. Uche is Steph's husband, okay? So I said, oh, hi, Uche. So I tapped her, Uche, because I felt like it was just a coincidence that he came to where we were, okay?
Normal.
Not knowing that Uche was the person Grace was expecting. Uche comes in. I get up to, to hug Uche. She did the same. I said, oh, meet my friend. I told him the guy's name. They both shook hands. And so I was like, what are you doing here? Then he said, he's just dropping off something with Grace. So I said, oh, Grace is the person you're expecting. She said, yes.
Okay.
In my mind, I didn't think anything of anything. Again, Uche, Grace, and Steph were friends. So it didn't mean anything to me.
It's still normal.
But this is the second time
that
friends. Something is happening behind, or something is happening that I should be taking note of.
Yeah.
That incident passed. We went to Steph's house. It was like a barbecue thing, an evening. And when Grace gets up to go inside, Uche will get up to go inside. I noticed it twice.
Okay.
But again, I just came. Okay, I didn't just come, but these people were friends before I came into their
but
picture.
It's becoming a little too much now.
Steph didn't really care for anything. The girl was just happy to be on earth, living her life, and just, One evening, I was with Grace. Her phone rang. So we have this thing where if our phone rings, if you're not there, I could pick your call and tell the person to call back, you're not there. So the phone rings. It doesn't say Uche. Picked the call and I said, hi. Then the person said, hi. So I said, oh, sorry, Grace is not here. Do you want to call back? Then the person said, oh, sure. So it's Uche's voice. Okay. Again, there's really nothing there, right? So when she comes, I'm like, girl, your phone rang. I told the person you're not here to call back. She said, okay, thank you. Takes the phone and she checks and she said, oh, it's Uche. So I said, Steph's husband? Then she said, yeah. I said, I thought as much, but you don't have his number saved. Then she said, not really. So I said, why? She said it's a long story. So I said, Grace, what's up? Because Uche had stopped by
I would
the
ask
other day
too.
and you guys are talking like, what's up? Is this okay? Then
you
she
know,
said,
as friends.
it's a long story, but it is what it is. So I said, what do you mean it is what it is? Auntie, come, please. What are you easing?
It's
what
not
is
clear
not easy?
to me, oh.
What's up? What's going on? Because now I'm beginning to put 1 and 2 together, and it's starting to feel like two of them have something going on. But I don't want to jump into conclusion. So she said, what do you think? I said, no, don't ask me what I think. You cannot put that on me. I don't think anything. There's no way on earth that I'll be thinking that you're dating your friend's husband. I can't be thinking that. Like, obviously not.
Things
But
are
are you
happening.
dating Stephanie's husband? She said, not, she wouldn't call it date.
Okay.
So I said, girl,
What do we
your
call
brakes.
this? Okay.
Like, hold up. Scratch that. You wouldn't call it date. You have something to do with this guy. Wait, I'm not... Ma, please have a seat, ma. We need to talk. What do you mean you will not call it date? What will you call it? What are you doing with him? Then she said, something happened sometime, something led to something. They ended up having, you know. My first question is this. Does Steph knows that something happened sometime and you ended up having something with her husband? Is she aware of this? Because if she's aware, then what's my business? She's like, she doesn't know. She doesn't think so. So I said,
how can she be
but
aware
this is
of
not,
such
this is
a thing?
abnormal though. This is not right. You go to this girl's house, you eat her food, you literally spend her money sometimes. She takes you like a sister.
We
and then here you
man.
are telling me that you don't know. And you're sleeping with her husband. Whoa, please, cut this. Just